Having trouble in your love life? I have the answers. It's called Secrets of Birthdays, the Love and Lust Report. The biggest problem usually is people choose the wrong person. Not anymore. Find out your birthday secrets, available online at secretsofbirthdays.com.
Soul Garden.
Hello officers, Scorpios, and welcome back to Soul Horoscopes Weekly Edition. I am your host to the universe, Christopher Witecki. And we are changing things up. This is by viewer request. Instead of having commercials within the horoscopes, we're now going to put them before and in the center of them. So we are trying to respond to your needs, but we do have to have commercials unless you want to pay for this, which I doubt you do. And come on down to soulgarden.me, your home away from home. Mara is riding up a storm, helping you along. These are all some of her works here at the bottom. She's a writer for us. We have a lot of volunteers to just help each other out, and it is that Facebook away from Facebook where you can let out your secrets and be yourself. So there's no place like Soul Garden. Come on down. The Scorpio tribe this month is working on a quantum shift in their daily reality. One of the 12 states of reality is reality. The physical, right? Actually, it's only one of the 12 states. How do you live in the moment? Do you live in pain? Do you live in happiness? Do you live in a happy attitude? Or do you feel like you're enslaved to your work or enslaved to your family or don't have the freedom to live in the moment? That's what Scorpios are working on. And from there, so much change is possible in 2012 to live in the moment differently. So lots of changes as far as work style, how you make your money, how you live in your body, etc. As we begin on Monday, we're going to wrap up this week, this whole transit of living and lifestyle, and shift to a new state of awareness. But on Monday, it's time to put into action what you have been thinking. Now, action comes a little easier. Mars is direct now over the weekend, so stepping into action with Mars ruling the day is a big blast of aggressive masculine testosterone energy. Since you are focused on in-the-moment transit, you may feel a little anxious or get some heebie-jeebies. At the same time, the moon in Pisces crossing Chiron on Monday makes your emotions really focused on your inner child. So your heart is vulnerable. And the fact that it crosses Chiron means you might have to heal something about your heart. So it's really about stepping into the new life that will allow your dreams to always happen, but you might be a little vulnerable about that starting on Monday. Mercury, our faculties, our intellectual state at 0 degrees, so it's kind of an honorary weird day of technology and communications not quite getting through on Monday. And this square here, this is all about fears between your inner child and whether or not you can make the boundary changes necessary to pull off how you want to change. So some Scorpios who are king and queens of boundaries, a little nervous about boundaries when it comes to their own heart. Then on Tuesday, we hold space. Holding space meaning we're manifesting, meaning you're walking the earth with this new lifestyle. You're basically faking it till you make it, so to speak, and you're walking as if it is already done, all right? Now in that process, you feel any kind of hiccups in the giddy up or any things you hadn't thought through when you're thinking about the new life you wanted. So if you walk a day in your new life and try it on, something may not work. This is the day to work out those kinks. The moon is still in Pisces, but not on Chiron, so your emotions on Tuesday are with your inner child. So you are very playful, hopefully, and enjoying the day in that regard. And this square is beginning to now heat up, which is for Scorpios to step into their inner child and for them to step into this new lifestyle, right? The two go hand in hand, really, with Neptune up there a little back. It means you're going to have to step out of the old negative thinking, which is what Mara is talking about in this week's article, is getting out of those negative thoughts that talk you out of it, that say it can't be done, that's just waiting for the axe to fall again. That party pooper has to go, and that's what this red line really represents. On Wednesday, the devil tempts you back. So maybe you've been starting to move into your lifestyle. You really got to groove on Tuesday. Then Wednesday, it breaks apart. Your car breaks down. Your body breaks down. Something doesn't work the way you want it to. That is the test, not to fall into the old poor me, it'll never change. Now, part of this is emotions get hyper aware because the moon on Wednesday moves across Mercury and Uranus, which is this whole force for you to think differently about your life. And now you're being asked to feel differently about your life. And we'll see how that goes off. But what you want to do is hold the feeling of the life you want and just keep pushing. Use that aggravation to push harder in the direction that you want to go. That's what I always recommend. Now, Mars direct, which has been direct since Sunday, Mars direct is saying it is time to move forward with your plans in society, with your plans of who you want to be out there in the world, etc. Right? So it's time to move forward with all that, but what will keep you in balance with society will be that inner child. So Neptune says keep listening to the inner child so you don't go too far, but definitely go for what you want in society. That's your cue as of Wednesday. On Thursday, we are 0 degrees Taurus. You know what I like to say? 0 means 0. We're in the no man's land between two states of awareness. In your case, Scorpio, shifting out of reality and your body and now moving to the I balance or I give receive part of your soul, which is relationships. For the next 90 days, really, but in a very radical 30 days, you will be putting a new direction and intentions into marriages, partnerships, what is fair and what is not fair, including your marriage when you are fair to yourself or not fair to yourself. That is the biggest chunk, I think, of growth in 2012. I get very deep on that in the 2012 Act 2 videos. If you haven't watched yours, watch it, because this is really the epicenter of everything. How you treat yourself and how you allow yourself to be treated is the epicenter of most of the change. I will say it again in 2012. And Thursday, you're starting to feel that as the day progresses. Now, we got to take a quick little commercial break, but when I come back, your Friday happy dance and the weekend forecast coming up after this. Hello, Scorpio, and thank you for watching those commercials. Well, that brings us to Friday. Thank God it's Friday, and it's a Faboo Friday. Let me just tell you, so much going on. Really, the whole exciting vibe of 2012 starts on Friday. That's because we launch a soul pyramid in Earth. All right. Now, soul pyramid is when these planets come together in such a degree where the energy begins to speed up. Now, before we had this earlier in the spring with Jupiter coming into this place, but now our capital awareness, the sun, is there. Our whole life is there. Your whole life is lining up with this dramatic change. As you step into, first, a new way of relating to yourself, a new way of being married to yourself. That's step 1, chapter 1 of the lesson. You begin to move forward in your plans in society, for one, moving forward with social status, popularity, marketing, etc. And at the same time, you are moving into new thinking, new intellectual territory, new messages, and most importantly, out of the old negative thinking. All right? So this is a dynamic change in you, and the only thing really holding it up would be you in that capital awareness, and that is first how you treat yourself. So if you have issues in your marriage and partnership, put it off until 10 days in the transit. First, we deal with how you treat yourself, okay? Now, the moon is catching up here to Taurus. Right now, it is still in Aries, so emotions shift into daily life. They're still in daily life. So as you're starting to feel the soul pyramid of changing your marriage, you're still feeling the bumps in the road of your daily life on Friday. But that brings us to Saturday, which is Light Cast Day. The most powerful day of the month to cast your intentions out in the universe as far as what you want. Why does it work that way? Well, because the moon, which is the focusing agent of our emotions, catches up to home. Home is our soul capital, our life. So our emotions catch up to our life. Our emotions catch up to us on a new moon. And when they do, we become passionate about whatever the soul capital is focused on. In this case, passionate about marriage partnership. Hopefully the one you want, not passionate as far as fighting in what you don't want. For some of you young Padawans, you might be fighting your way out of a relationship in this first chapter 1. We've all been there, don't worry. But it is a day to cast out in the universe what you do want and become passionate in an imaginative sort of way with love in your heart what you want. That's what light casting is about, and it gets this grand trine going. Then Sunday, we have a new holiday called Jupiter Fest, because Jupiter is moving and it is not inhibited anymore. It is moving and blazing through chapter 2. It's going to wrap up by June 25th. That's a big part of the Act 2 videos. If you download it, I talk about what this means. means, but emotions now cross Jupiter, which means feelings go to unlimited possibilities. Suddenly you go into a dreamweaver land where your emotions are just starting to wonder what's possible anyway. So it's a very great, good, possible feeling. If you're stuck in a situation you don't like, it could be the feeling of entrapment like crazy. So it kind of go either way depending on how much soul work you've done. But it really is a day to run with the potential. And if you're trying to repair your given relationship right now, it's an excellent day on Sunday to go think outside the box and try to come up with a solution. All right, Scorpio, that's all I have for your 7-day forecast. But you know me, I'll be back in 7 more. Until then, live, love, be.